Here with my buddy Payman, we're gonna underwrite his latest deal, so you can see how we would approach it just on a desktop level. So first off, Payman, tell me what the purchase price of your deal was.
1.75.
So purchase price
Yep.
is 1.75 million.
Yep.
Okay, what was your down payment?
110.
Down payment is 110.
Yep.
And what type of asset class is this?
Multi-use. There's a marina, a fourplex, a 7-bedroom house, 4-bedroom house, 4 RV pads. We got a lot going on.
Oh, so
But
okay.
there's 3 different things: a marina, housing, and RV pad. Those are the 3 avenue streams.
Okay.
So that's how I break it up.
Well, that puts a little bit of a
Sure.
spin on it.
Yeah.
All right, so
This is a hybrid deal.
got you.
Okay.
So let me think out. So from the marina, I'm assuming there's slip income,
It's a 10-slip dock.
10 slips. Okay.
The seller currently is not using the docks at all.
Okay.
So current income is 0.
What is-
Potential's way too high, right? Because I already know the dock slip fees.
Sure. So what do you know for the region or the area?
Yeah, it's about $35 a night dock fees.
Okay.
Yep.
And are you trying to do like a subscription or like a monthly type of thing to kind of?
We're gonna have a daily rate and a monthly rate.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll just start with the daily,
Yeah.
a day.
Yep. 10
Okay.
slips.
And then you said there was a 7-bedroom house.
Yep.
And what is your goal? Are you doing a long-term rental? Are you doing a
That
midterm rental?
currently is being ran as a short-term rental.
Okay, short-term.
Their last year's income is $47,000.
47K. That's
Yearly.
net
That's it. No,
after expenses?
no, that's gross.
Gross.
Okay. That's what they brought in. That was their receipts from Airbnb and VRBO. All that totals 47.
Do you happen to know what the net was or is?
I do not, because they piled it on everything and they have
Okay.
one net number. But I do know the total.
So this is a 7-bedroom, right?
That's a 7-bedroom house. Yep.
Okay. And then, was it a restaurant you said?
No. There's a 3-bedroom house.
Oh, RV park.
currently.
Or RV.
There's 4 RV pads.
RV pads, okay.
Yep.
4 RV pads. And what is the ADR in that?
They're being rented out at $450 a month. All of our rental.
So you have long-term,
That's right. 12-month lease.
okay,
Well, that's how the house is selling housing now.
per pad, per month. Okay. So for the guys that are watching this is not what I expected. So this is how you gotta go off the hit, right? So we got a hybrid, 10 slips, 7 bedrooms, 4 RV parks. He's got 3 revenue streams here.
I do have a 3-bedroom house.
Oh, sorry, 3-bedroom house. Okay.
That's currently vacant. Currently can rent for $1,800 a month, but right now it's vacant.
Okay.
So it's not calculated. as
So
seller's
we'll do
current net.
just
I wanna say
18
that's what I estimate.
per
It
month.
hasn't happened yet. There's a 4-plex on the property. Okay.
Fourplex.
All of them are 2-bedroom, 1-bath units. 3 of them are being rented right now at $1,000 a month. So 3 out of the 4 are rented. So that's $3,000 a month total for that 4-plex. So 1 unit. Now you got the picture. After everything last year, they averaged about $1,700 a month net. That is after debt service.
1,700 a month
Yep, after their debt service.
for all of these streams, or just
Everything they did last year,
Okay.
the sellers, they made on average $1,700 a month. And that's from their T12s, their bank statements. So that's after paying their mortgage, everything.
And what is your expectation? Where do you, how do you want to add value to this?
So so a lot of people talk about value add like they're going to build something. I'm not building anything. I'm just going to utilize the 10-slip marina, rent out the 3-bedroom, and build this up. That alone, I should put me in somewhere in the 7 to 8, possibly 9,000 net.
Because you have another 1,000 here.
Another 1,000 here.
This
Another
1,800 is
1,800
not coming.
But will be. That's what I'm predicting.
But
You're
what I'm
asking
saying
my
is not in
prediction.
the 1,700 is what I'm saying.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
And then this also is not there.
That's right.
Right.
And this is huge. I'm sorry. There's a boat ramp here too that they don't charge per launch.
Okay.
So
Just to keep it simple for myself.
sorry. Yeah.
So we'll do 35 times 10, which is 350
Okay.
potential a day.
Yep.
Right? per day.
That was me messaging you.
And then, hey, how are you doing?
You want my blink?
And then, let's see here.
Phone.
Let's just say it's filled half the time, right? Okay.
And
So 10 days would be 3,500. I'm doing math in my head, so I apologize. What is that? 1,750 for another 5 days. So we're at about 4,250 additional income per month on this, just from him. Like you said, not building anything, just using what's already existing. So you got 4,250 additional. You got 1,800, and you got a potential 1,000 for the fourplex. So at the end of the day, he's actually value adding close to $7,000 a month to what's already existing here.
Yeah, so you take that number and add it to that for the total. But that's the added positive potential.
So let's just call it 87.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
Net per month.
Sure.
Because you're really not adding any cost here.
Nope.
That's just that's already your admin stuff.
That's right.
And then it's not hard to do another
Yeah.
unit, and same thing with a 3-bedroom.
That's right.
Right? So let's start here. Fourplex, what's the value of that property by itself?
Oh, that gets a little hard.
Okay.
There's two ways to value this, right? As a business, and then we're talking about the net number, or
Sure.
real estate.
So
if you're talking about real estate, to my research, the fourplex should be valued somewhere in the 600 to 700K range.
So we'll do 650 in the middle.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So what present value? What about the 3-bedroom?
I think my numbers are somewhere in the 400s, I would say.
All right, so we'll say 400. Value. As you can see, I'm using the whole board, so I'm trying to make sure I know what these numbers are when I come back later. 7-bedroom short term. You probably did it as a business, I'm assuming.
No, I looked at it just real estate like you are now. So if it's just a house, how much do I sell a house for?
Sure.
And it's somewhere in the 650 to 700 range.
All right, let's do 675. We'll go right in the middle again.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently the replacement value on the dock from the insurance company is somewhere in the 250 to 300 range. If it burned down.
We'll go on the low end of that.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And so here's the reason why I'm doing this, right? The purchase price is 1.75. You need to, with the value that you're purchasing, you need to support this price, right? So he's got 250, 675, so you got 8 in the 925, 1.325, 1.975. Am I doing it right?
Somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, it's in the twos.
So I'm going to say, now mind you, I'm doing this math in my head. Anyway, so you're at he's at 1.975 total value, current market value of the properties that he's buying. So that alone, at a 1.75, he's got almost built in $225,000 equity into this deal, right? Now, mind you, he's putting $110K in, so we'll call that 120 because he's actually putting his own cash or somebody's cash into this deal. So, number-wise, not even looking at income, just the value of the property at 1.975 is, to me, would be numbers-wise a good deal because he's got roughly 125K built-in equity on day one, right? Then you couple that with potential 8,700 cash flow per month. That's a pretty good cash flow from rental properties, right? Nobody would bat an eye on that. And then you've got multiple streams of income that if one goes away, he still has 3 other ones to help him pay mortgage or at least the loan that he's going to get on his property. So at a desktop level, not going deep, not looking at taxes, or not looking at, occupancy of these properties, just on the numbers based alone, this would be a deal that I would tell him you would need to dig deeper. Now, Now, for you guys to understand this, Peyton just told me right before we started this that he's closing on this tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's done.
So it's a done deal. So, but we went through the exercise so you guys can understand how you would want to look at this. Now, mind you, this is a little bit more complicated than most people, and he threw a little wrench in there because I thought this was going to be a very simple single-family home. So, I hope you guys understand it. Payman, I appreciate you giving me a chance to underwrite this for me.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna throw a little bonus of why I just went ahead and closed this. This is a hybrid deal, and I'm subject to $746K of their debt. At year 5, I'm giving the seller $100K, and all the rest of their equity is somewhere in the 794, I believe, rough math. Seller carry, no interest. This is the kicker. No payments. 10 years.
Oh, dude.
What?
And that's why I just closed on it, because they're going to get desperate. I'm going to cash this out. This is an okay deal right now. This makes it possibly explosive. And we're not talking about putting jet skis in this. This is too much value that could be added. It's too easy. So that's why I didn't drag my feet on it. And I just said, I'm signing, I'm closing my own money to figure out later bringing private money partners. So just to let you know, that's what set me over the edge.
That's awesome, man.
I don't blame you.
I know
Yeah.
it's confusing.
No, that, again, I was trying to keep it a high level just to show the underwriting, but
I'd be remiss not to at least
I'm
say
glad
that.
you shared that because
Yeah.
that's really important.
That makes the deal shine, right?
Yeah, this right, that 10 year.
I appreciate what you're doing. This underwriting is great. Thanks.
Thank you.